Hi and welcome to Hatha Yoga Flow. We're going to begin in a lying down position, Savasana, just doing a gentle meditation to clear the mind. I'd like you just to focus on your breath. We're going to be breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just listening to the birds and clearing your mind. Maybe try extending your inhale, which in turn will extend your exhalation. During your practice today, I want you to think about your breath. So you're breathing in as you begin a movement and exhaling into that position. And if time allows, where you're holding the yoga pose, just regulate your breathing with nice deep inhalation and exhalation. Let's take our last deep breath in and exhale. And then gently rolling up into a seated position. Coming into your tabletop position now for cat-cow. Hands are spread shoulder distance apart, knees are hip distance apart, palms on top of feet pressing into the mat. Nice deep breath in, taking your chin up towards the sky, gently curving, navel comes down towards the mat, and as you exhale, chin is coming to chest, curving through the spine, just pushing up through those palms. So you're inhaling up and exhaling down. Just think about evenly distributing the weight between your fingertips, not just through your wrists. And just pressing through the top of your feet. Only arching your back as much as is comfortable for you in either direction. And we're thinking about awakening the spinal fluid for our practice this afternoon. Okay, let's do our final round here. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And then we're going to tuck our toes underneath and just gently extend back towards your ankles, stretching out through the arms at the front of the body. So during this flow session today, I want you to think about breathing through your asanas, inhaling up and exhaling down. I'm going to take you through a sequence and break it into 3 parts, and then we're going to add those parts together and flow through them. So coming to the front of your mat, we're going to begin in the mountain pose, taking our arms up to the sky, inhaling up and exhaling as you release your arms down. Just tucking the tailbone under. Nice, strong mountain pose. Just feel your feet firmly planted into the ground. Just working at your own pace, taking your arms up, following with your gaze, and bringing chin to chest on the exhale. Couple more here. And then we're going to come up onto our toes. So as you lift your arms up, just gently coming up onto your tiptoes. And as you exhale down, coming back down to the mat. You might like to try closing your eyes here. Just allowing you to internalize your focus. Okay, now we're coming into a forward fold. And just hanging out here in ragdoll position, feet hip distance apart. Take some nice deep breaths in, just allowing the lower back to release. So we're going to be taking the right leg back and coming into a runner's lunge. So your foot's on the balls of your feet, bringing hands to heart center and just gently twisting out to the left hand side. Nice right angle in that front leg. And coming back to the center. Coming back into your forward fold. Just take a moment here. Just breathing and trying to connect your chest to the top of your thighs. And let's take the left leg back. Just onto the balls of the feet, coming up into that runner's lunge, hands to heart center and twisting out to the right hand side. Coming back to the center, windmilling hands to the front, coming into that forward fold. Just take a moment here to connect with your breath. Each inhalation, exhalation, you can just try to bring your chest a little bit closer to the top of your thighs. Perfectly normal to have a bend in your knees here. And then we're going to be coming into our first downward facing dog. So feet are hip distance apart, hands are shoulder distance apart. Just draw your shoulders away from your ears. Just imagine someone is pulling you up from the center of your pelvis, and you can pedal out here with your feet if your heels aren't quite touching the mat. Just pedal out through your hamstrings. Lovely. Now we're going to take our knees down towards the mat, just hover them just above the mat and stretch out into plank. And then come back to your downward facing dog. Knees down to the mat, just hovering just above and pushing forward into that plank. And reverse, back to your downward facing dog. Take the knees down to the mat, stretch out to your plank. And reverse. And let's go again. And into the plank. And then reverse the pose. One more time. So from downward facing dog, you're going to transition into an extended child's pose. Just take both knees out to the outside edges of the mat, extending through the arms in front of you. Just place your forehead down on the mat and just let your lower back release into your hips. Okay, we're going to come into the third section now. So coming up and standing on your mat, we're going to do a set of warrior poses. So we're starting with a warrior one. So your right leg's forward, nice right angle. Back leg, your foot is pointing to the top left-hand corner of the mat. Nice deep breath in, raising arms up to the sky, gentle back bend. And then we're going to transition into Warrior Two. So your left foot is going to point out to the edge of the mat this time. Hips are facing out to the side. Nice strong arms facing out either side. Gaze is over your right hand. Nice right angle in the front leg. Transitioning from here into Warrior Three. So just pivot round on your back foot. Take your arms out to either side, pushing off onto your right foot and coming into your Warrior Three pose. Just keeping that tailbone tucked under. Left leg is pointed out to the back, both arms either side of your body. Just keeping your balance. Don't worry if you fall out, you can always just come back into the pose. And we're going to do the same thing again, but in reverse. So coming straight into that Warrior Three pose. Lifting up the left leg. Taking arms out either side. Extending through the crown of the head. And transitioning into your Warrior Two. Hips facing out to the side. Weights evenly distributed. Left foot pointing out to the edge of the mat. And transitioning into your Warrior One now. Nice right angle in that front knee. Left foot is pointed to the top left-hand corner of the mat. Gentle back bend. And then coming back to standing on the front of the mat. We're going to do the same little dance but on the other side. So right leg's coming up and stepping back into that Warrior One position. So your right foot is now pointed to the top right-hand corner of the mat. Nice right angle in that left leg. Arms are pointing up to the sky. Transitioning now into Warrior Two pose. So your right foot's pointing out to the edge of the mat. Nice right angle in that left knee. Nice strong arms either side of your body. Gaze is over your left hand. And let's transition into Warrior Three. So pivoting round on that right foot. Taking all the weight onto your left foot. Arms are coming out either side of your body. Legs are in line with your hips. Keeping your balance. Coming to standing at the front of the mat now. We're going to do the same little dance but in reverse. So coming straight back into that Warrior Three. Left leg is down, right leg's extended. Just finding your balance here, and don't worry if you fall out, just come back into the position. Let's transition into Warrior Two. Right leg's coming down, pointing out to the edge of the mat. Hips are facing to the side. Arms are stretched out either side. Gaze is over your left hand. Transitioning now into Warrior One. Take your arms up above you. Right foot is pointed to the top right-hand corner of the mat. Nice right angle in that left knee. And then stepping to the front of the mat. Well done, that's lovely. So we're going to do that whole sequence again now, a little bit faster. So coming into forward fold, taking right leg back, coming up into that runner's lunge, twisting out to the left-hand side. Coming back to center, stepping to the front of the mat, forward fold, taking left leg back. Coming into runner's lunge, twisting out to the right-hand side. Dialing it back round to the centre. Hands coming down to the mat, stepping into that forward fold. Then right leg back, followed by left and coming into our downward facing dog. Just drawing your shoulders away from your ears, fingers splayed nice and wide. Think about the weight evenly distributing between your front hands and your feet. And then we're pushing forward into plank. We're going to do this 5 times. And that's number 3. Remembering just to keep your knees hovering above the mat. Don't take them all the way down. And final time. And back to your downward facing dog. Lovely. We're going to jump to the front of the mat now. And gently rolling up through the spine into standing position. Making our way through the warrior positions now, coming into right foot forward warrior one. Transitioning quickly into warrior two. From here all the way into warrior three. And taking left leg to the front of the mat. Same little dance on the other side, right leg's coming back, straight into warrior one. Transitioning into warrior two, and then into warrior three. Taking that right leg to the front of the mat, and you're all done. Right, let's repeat the sequence again. Here we go. Forward fold. Right leg's coming back into your runner's lunge, hands to heart center, twisting left. Coming back to center, forward fold, extending left leg, runner's lunge, twisting to the right, and back to center. Stepping to the front of the mat, into our downward facing dog, right, left, followed by left. And we're going to be pushing forward, flowing through to that plank 5 times. So that's 1. Now there's 2. This is 3. And 4. And 5. Coming back to center. And jumping to the front of the mat. From that forward fold, slowly rolling up through the spine. And we're coming into our warriors. Stepping the left foot back, coming into that warrior one position. Transition to warrior two and into warrior three. Left leg comes to the front of the mat, and we do the little dance on the other side. Right leg's coming back, straight into warrior one pose. Transition to warrior two. Keep that tailbone tucked under. Transitioning into warrior three. And stepping to the front of the mat. Okay, let's go for our third repetition of the full sequence. Forward bend. Inhale, exhale, release that right leg. Coming into runner's lunge, twisting to the left hand side. Forward fold, inhale, exhale, left leg back. Coming to center, twisting out to the right hand side. Returning back to the center. Stepping into forward fold. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, release that right leg back, followed by left, coming into that downward facing dog. And let's start the flow, pushing forward through into your plank. And that's 2. 3. 4. And the last one. Lovely, coming back into that downward facing dog, and we're going to jump to the front of the mat. Gently coming up through the spine. And we're starting our warriors, coming into the warrior one, left foot back. Transitioning warrior two and into warrior three. Bring left foot to the front of the mat And let's take the right one back. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. And inhale, exhale, up to warrior three. And release that right leg to the front of the mat, and you're all done with this sequence. Okay, final sequence. Here we go. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale, release right leg back. Runner's lunge. Twist to the left. Forward fold. Inhale, exhale, release left leg back. Come to center. Twist to the right. Back to the center. Step into that forward fold. Inhale, exhale, right leg back, followed by left into your downward facing dog. And let's start to flow through to our plank poses. We've got 5 of these. That's 2. 3. 4. And final time. One last time into that downward facing dog, and then we're going to jump to the front of the mat. Gently rolling up through the spine, stacking one vertebra on top of the other, and we begin our warrior flow. Left leg's coming back, flowing into that warrior one. Quick transition into warrior two, and into warrior three. Left leg comes to the front of the mat. Nice deep breath in, and release the right leg back to warrior one. Arms coming up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, warrior three. Coming back to the center. And we're going to come down into an extended child's pose. Just take either leg out to either edge of the mat. Take forehead down to the mat, stretching through your arms. And remember to breathe. Gently coming back into a seated position. And we're all done. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. Namaste.